Ibrahim, we were speaking before, and I raised the point that I think by and large, even the example in Northern Ireland is perhaps not the best, because in Northern Ireland the Catholics and Protestants never, even though they were killing each other, they never cited Scripture to justify it. And around the world there are Muslims who are citing Scripture to justify everything from suicide to the oppression of women to killing other people. How can is this something that the rest of us should just get out of the way and let Islam deal with? And if so, will the Islamic world deal with it, or is there some way that those of us who are not members of Islam, who are not Muslim, can in some way help facilitate a modern-day reformation, a bringing into the, out of the 11th century and into the 21st century, at least the fringe elements of this religion?
Well, I think what doesn't help is the push from the outside of the Islamic world saying that Islam has to change, that you have to change your faith, you have to change your beliefs, you have to do this, you have to do that. And all the while feeling Muslims in parts of the world, whether it's Chechnya or Kashmir or Palestine or Afghanistan, Iraq, wherever, feeling under siege. Their religion, their culture is under siege. These things prevent Muslims from dealing with the issues, whether it's treatment of women or human rights or any of these kinds of things, because they say, well, look, we've got these things to deal with, this cultural and military intrusions. We'll deal with these things later. But
sure.
But
reform typically comes from within, does it not? I mean, I'm looking at these other religions around the world and seeing this, that nobody on the outside came in and said, okay, you've got to stop, this kind of behavior. And there have been reform movements within Islam. Sufism was a big one. The Baha'is are arguably a major peace and reform movement within Islam, although if you show up in Iran and say, hi, I'm a member of Baha'i, they will cut your head off.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, we also would like to see one standard worldwide. When Muslims are rightfully castigated for doing something inappropriate, whether it's in Darfur or Afghanistan or wherever, let's hear the same outrage when hundreds of Palestinian women or children are killed using American weapons supplied by American taxpayers.
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. First of all, please understand, I'm on your side.
And by the way, now we're hearing that these things coming out were in terms of religion, that religious tracts were given to Israeli soldiers saying these are the equivalent of the so-called infidels. Go, you have the right to kill them, men, women, children, it doesn't matter. We found graffiti in homes, racist graffiti in homes. There's a controversy over racist T-shirts.
Well, and there are Christian evangelicals among the American soldiers in Iraq also urging them on.
Bad behavior is not exclusive to Islam or Muslims.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I agree with you. And there's a lot more of it there.
Well, I mean, there's 1.2 billion Muslims worldwide. It's pretty hard to have that many people without some stupid person doing something they shouldn't in the name of falsely in the name of their faith.
So the question again: is there anything that we can do, that the world can do, or that non-Muslims can do outside of?
What needs to happen is the mainstream of all faiths, all cultures need to seize the high ground, quit attacking each other, and truly marginalize extremists.
Yes, I agree. Do we need a United Nation of religions?
No, we just
a World Council of Churches?
We need some common sense, as the president said, mutual respect, mutual interest. When Muslims don't hear daily defamation of their faith, the Prophet Muhammad, these things, where it's intentionally designed.
But when Pakistan gives the Swat Valley to the Taliban, whose brand of Islam I'm assuming you repudiate.
Again, that's not a religious thing at its core. It's a political thing where Pakistan feels that to shore up its position in some political sense, it's got to have this trade-off, and so it's politics. It's not necessarily religion.
And yet, it's politics that's using religious writings as its justification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, people throughout history have misused their faith or other people's faith to justify falsely what they want to do.
So you're suggesting that Islam should condemn that?
Islam does condemn whoever acts unjustly, whoever oppresses, whoever mistreats, whoever kills innocent people. Islam already condemns that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's the beginning of a conversation that I hope we can have many times over. Christianity and Judaism and Hinduism. I don't know if there are any wars been fought in the name of Buddha, but the rest of the monotheistic religions, by and large, Hinduism not one, are not blameless in any of this. Ibrahim Hooper, CARE, Council on American Islamic Relations. Thank you, sir.
You're listening to the